right, guys, first things first, there is no poker on this video. So I just wanted to I said I'd do a 6-month video for my spinal cord stimulator. So I had the surgery done in basically in March. Today it's November, and for those of you watching this on as far as back pain, let me just kind of tell you where I was at. So I started having back issues ever since I can remember. All my friends used to tease me back in the day. I'd have to sit down and I just say my back is tired. That's just what it was. And so I remember playing when I was playing baseball in high school. I remember saying, man, this inning's taking forever. I just need to go sit down. And so, but you don't know, like when you're just living your life, right? You don't know what's normal from what's not. And so, I had a couple injuries in sports, and then I had actually a car accident that really set it over the edge. And so since, for 25 years, I had been battling back pain my whole life, right? 25 years. I mean, the first question they'd always ask me is, how's your back, and then they usually ask, how's Ma doing? And so it was always like, you just knew I had some issues going on with my back. And hard to sleep, right? You guys know, hard to sleep, hard to get comfortable, hard anything. I remember I took my daughter to we went to Disney World, and I could walk for maybe a minute, 2 minutes, and I had to keep sitting down. And I remember her asking me, like, you all right? And I knew at that point I wasn't all right. That's when I had to make the decision to have my first back surgery. So I'm just trying to let you guys kind of know where I had come from as far as exactly back pain. Like when you late at night is real difficult because you're laying there, you're pissed off, right? You probably have your loved ones there, they're taking on the pain, so on and so forth. And so I went ahead. I felt like push came to shove. I had a 2-level fusion. I had a L4, L5, and L5S1. They put a cage in there. They put 6 screws, a couple rods in there. Everything was great for about 4 or 5 months. And then what happened was, excuse me. And then what happened was, I was driving one day, and I don't know if you could, I was arched like this. My L5 was pushing forward of my pelvic in my L4, and because of that because my muscles were used to being one way for 20 years, the screws, the titanium screws broke, and so that gave me another issue. We ended up taking them out a few years later. Didn't do anything. That was 2015, and then finally again 2019, I went back in and said, man, is there anything else? He recommended me to do the first time was a different spinal cord stimulator, but this one was a different one, the Medtronics. And before I kind of pulled it out of my mind, because I'm like, man, I'm not ready for something to be inside me like that. It's just didn't seem right. It just seemed foreign, of course, right? And he said technology's moved a long way since the last time you were in here, which was only 5 years ago, but you guys know how that works too. So he said this is what he recommended. I did a little research on it, and again, I was at the point where it was like, really, it doesn't even matter. You do whatever you want. I'll be a guinea pig experiment. I need to get out of this slot of pain. And so I did the trial run, and the trial run, they put it in. I went in, they put the unit, so they run this lead all the way up your back, up into this area, and they put there were 16 electrodes all the way around, and then they tape the stimulator, the battery pack, to your side, so you have it on. You have it external instead of internal. And then so when they put that in, it took a couple days, and by the third day, that pain was gone. It was incredible. So I said, let's go. I told them, I said, I'm ready to go after 5 days. And they were like, well, we don't know. We can't guarantee that your pain, if we get 50%, we're happy with that. And I was happy with 50%. Just take some edge off of me. Because every day, like I'm gritting my teeth, right? You're just pissed. You're PO'd and you don't realize it. You don't realize the fact pain has on you daily because it just wears you down. It just like chops. And so, obviously the people that love you the most take on the pain too. And then you don't mean to put them through it, but you do because it's just where you're at. The space you're at in life is a tough space. So if you're going through it, the hardest part is knowing this, is knowing that, do you think you're going to be in this pain the rest of your life? That's the hardest space to get into. If you know it's temporary, if you know it'll be gone in even 2 years, 5 years, 30 days, if you knew that deep down, you can live with it. It's not that big of a deal. It's when you think you'll never be able to shake it. That's the hard part. So I went in and they put the spinal cord stimulator inside me, and they was like, you know what? It worked for the trial, but it's not guaranteed that it's going to work when we put it inside you. Didn't matter. Listen, I was already a witness to something could work, so I was open to it. So they put me in. They put my surgery. It was obviously they put it in you. It's a little uncomfortable, but it's, if you've been going through pain, it's nothing you can't deal with. Especially you're using pain medications now. Your quality of life, you're in a delusional state of mind. That's just the way it is. Even if you're used to using pain medication for a year or 2 years, you're still in a delusional state of mind, whether you want to admit it or not. It's just what it is, because it's altering your state. And I'll tell you, as of right now, yeah, I'm pain-free. I just can't even, it's the most amazing. I've seen my daughter being born, which was a miracle. And the fact that I've had the back pain eliminated from my life, it's so incredible. It's amazing that I could even say that. Like, even I'll take 50%, right? You'll take 50%. It's the most amazing thing. So I had the Bostonian, I'm sorry, I did not have that. What did I say? I had the Medtronics spinal cord stimulator put in. And the guy who did mine was a gentleman named Tim Heilman up in Lansing, Michigan, neurosurgeon. Fabulous job. He did mine. He's the guy who did mine. 100%. If you're anywhere like in the space that you're probably in a worse space than I was at, right? It doesn't matter, when you're living your own pain, everything is terrible. It's the worst because you're living it. But if you're in a space like that, you feel like you need some relief and you're qualified for it, you definitely, I wouldn't even hesitate. Of course, I can't guarantee a result, right? And the next guy can't.9 for me, night and day, man, 100% night and day. So hope this helps you. This is about 9 months after my spinal cord stimulator. I still charge myself. I'm like an iPhone, basically. I have to charge myself up about every 3 days. That's what I have to do. If I don't, it's been one time that I missed. You ain't got to tell your boy twice, right? It's been one time and not again. So you just figure out yourself, you get yourself charged, and you just place this little donut looking charger right up against your back and you charge it. It's about 30 minutes, about every 30 minutes, every 3 days, and keeps you right. So if you got any questions, link them below, and I hope all is well for you. I hope you eliminate your back pain. So many people with back pain out there, so easy to get, but there is hope. I will tell you that. Just trust me on that. There is hope. You don't have to be like that forever, or like this. So all in all, hope all is well. Talk to you guys soon.